Hello, and welcome back to the English Pulse. I'm Chloe.
And I'm James. We are so happy to have you with us today as we dive into another layer of culture and language.
But before we get into today's sweet topic, let's look back at our last episode. We talked all about March Madness.
That's right. We broke down the high-stakes English of the tournament, using terms like bracket busters, Cinderella stories, and buzzer beaters. The energy of the college basketball spirit is just infectious this time of year.
It really is. But now we are shifting from the court to the forest as we explore a different side of spring culture. Speaking of spring mornings, how do you feel about pancakes? What's your go-to topping?
You know, I do enjoy a good pancake occasionally, but I've always been a bit more of a donut enthusiast myself. There's just something about a fresh glaze and a perfect sprinkles to dough ratio that hits the spot. Why do you ask?
Well, in my house, pancake mornings are pure chaos. My brother is dumping chocolate chips everywhere, my mom is slicing strawberries, and I'm standing guard over the maple syrup. It's the only thing that brings the peace. Wait, if you're a donut guy, have you ever been sugaring?
Sugaring? That sounds like something you'd do to a donut to make it extra delicious. Is it a baking technique?
Not exactly. Sugaring is the traditional process of making maple syrup. I went to a maple syrup day event at a nature center last year, and it was fascinating. I realized most people have no idea where that bottle in their fridge actually comes from.
I'm intrigued. Today on the English Pulse, our objective is to learn the journey from sap to tap to table. And don't forget to listen for our Pulse quiz later in the show.
So it all starts with sap. Sap is mostly crystal clear water with only about 2% sugar. To get it to flow, you need a specific weather seesaw, freezing nights and warm days, usually 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
A weather seesaw? So the tree needs a workout to get its juices flowing?
Exactly. That temperature swing creates pressure changes inside the tree that pump the sap up and down. When the conditions are perfect, we call it the run.
The run. I love that. I've definitely got a bit of spring fever lately. That restless feeling where you just want to get out and move because the weather's changing. I guess the trees feel it too.
They do. When the run starts, it's time for tapping. They drill a small hole into a maple tree. It has to be at least 40 years old and insert a spout.
40 years old? That's one mature tree. Does the sap just fall into a tiny cup, or is there a tree-sized straw involved?
No straws. It's collected either in a bucket or through a system of tubing that carries the sap to a large tank. From there, it goes to the Sugarhouse, which some people call a sugar cabin.
A sugar house? That sounds like a very cozy place to be.
It's incredible. They use an evaporator to boil the sap down. As the water evaporates, it creates these massive clouds of sweet-smelling steam that fill the air and billow out of the roof. It smells like heaven.
That sounds amazing. But did you actually get to taste the fresh syrup while you were there? What does it actually taste like when it's brand new?
Oh, I did. It's nothing like the pancake syrup you buy in plastic bottles. It's light, complex, and has this woody, caramel-like sweetness. I even helped serve some. I was pouring it over fresh pancakes for a crowd of kids. It was a hit. Vermont is actually the biggest producer in the U.S., making about 50% of the entire country's crop.
Wow, 50%? Vermont is the heavyweight champion of syrup. I'm curious though, does the tree get hurt by the tapping? And can you make syrup from any tree?
Great questions. If done correctly, tapping doesn't hurt the tree. Some trees in Vermont have been tapped for over 200 years. And while you can tap other trees, the sugar maple is the star because of its high sugar content.
I'm starting to get a real spring in my step. You know, that extra energy in my walk. Just thinking about trying some of this liquid gold. But I have to ask, how much sap do you need for a single bottle?
That brings us to our pulse quiz. Listeners, on average, how many gallons of sap does it take to make just 1 gallon of maple syrup? Is it 10, 20, or 40?
I'll guess 20. That seems like a lot.
It's actually 40 gallons. It takes a massive amount of boiling to get that concentrated flavor.
40 to 1? That's a lot of steam. I'm honestly starting to think I've been missing out. I might have to grab a bottle of the real stuff next time I'm at the store. It would be a nice change of pace from my usual donuts.
It's definitely a step up from a donut. To recap for our listeners, the process involves waiting for the run during the seesaw of freezing nights and warm days, then tapping the tree to collect the sap in a bucket or tubing. We take that sap to the Sugarhouse, where it boils until clouds of sweet-smelling steam fill the air, leaving us with pure syrup.
Before we go, let's do a quick pulse check on 3 of our featured words today. Sap, the watery fluid that circulates through a tree. Sugarhouse, the building where sap is boiled into syrup. The run, the period when sap is actively flowing due to the weather.
Well, that's our show. If you want to hear more global stories, please subscribe.
Stay informed, stay fluent, and keep feeling the pulse.
Life is short, so make it sweet. Maybe even maple flavored. See you next time.